We have playback options, settings, playback speed. This is where Galio entered for the first time, or just keep an eye on it. I'm happy with the movement over here. That's fine. As far as I understand it. Might actually be worth getting like into what I'm listening, whether or not I'm hearing myself in those bad spots. This is kind of inty. I kind of knew this was a bad option going into these grasses, right? Like there's nothing good that can come from it. The fact that we only saw Galio in these spots means that they could easily be starting, like there could be a Trundle here, and if Trundle's here, I'm just dead. So this is not particularly intelligent. I could have been, I know what I wanted to do, and getting this ward down clearly gives us the map of what to expect. All right, so we get the push. This is what we want. We could let Illaoi, another option here would have been to let Illaoi get the push, but because we have a bot side start, presumably from both junglers, since we know that they're not here, by doing it this way, we should be able to get the strong crash that we want. Unfortunately, Illaoi fought us enough for it that we were in a spot, and we also wasted our flash, made it really easy for Trundle to come up. So you guys are going to see that in a little bit. Kind of didn't adjust well. So like right now I've got the wave lead and I've got the wave on my side. So what I did by attacking her once, I made sure that the minions all came to my side. So that would guarantee the push that we have here. Even though she has a big AoE spell that she can use to fight for push prio, I can keep on grabbing aggro. This was not mandatory. I did not need to kill it. She's got no way to turn this on. That's a little just minutia for the matchup. Also spending my Q there when I'm about to go in. That seems pretty backwards. So she hits two. So that's completely misplayed. Like why? Going in as she's hitting her spike, I've already hit my spike, but then I used my level, or I used one of my abilities. So really I'm just sacrificing HP. Now what ends up happening right here, this is okay, but I have to consider what goes on after this situation. Now this is where I flashed because I thought that I would have a chance to kill, and maybe I still do if I just camp this bush. What is she ever going to do? She can't come out anywhere. I've got minions still here, they'll come out. Probably actually could have been more aware of her cooldowns there. There's probably no threat because she already cast her Q, right? So it's going to be coming up shortly, but not imminently. The E's the one that I'm more worried about, and I don't want her to be able to gain lots of health. So this is where I baited out the Q. I'm happy with that move. I missed the Kennen though, so that kind of ruins it all. All right, so right here, this is where I need to get back. There's nothing really to gain for going any further. I'm looking at the waves, and I'm considering the next wave coming up. So theirs is in the same position. If you want to be like really accurate, look at the other side of the map, and you see how the minions are basically right off screen here. They're going to come up, and they're actually going to hide right here. And this is what I didn't like about it. The problem is that this fourth wave crash, we don't have all the tools necessary. We don't have our W up. We can't just shove it right now, and so we're stuck in a bad spot. So if I actually back up a little bit, if I go to this moment and just recall right now, I don't even need that last one. I've got 300 gold. It's not good. A cloth armor can be the difference between like not having to care about the chip damage and whatnot, but I'm not excited about getting cloth armor since I don't really want Zhonya's to like third item anyways. Once I commit to stepping up, this is the problem. The fact that I like kind of fast enough pushed it, but only enough to get it to here, means that Illaoi's in her happy spot, and this is coinciding with Trundle. So what I could have done is maybe call Briar over to do a 4-path, right? So he can do she can do 4 camps on red and match Trundle, and then we would win this fight. And if I'm Briar and I'm looking at this situation, I am immediately thinking I have to go here, especially knowing that the flash is down. I didn't ping my own flash, which I should have. That would have given some more information. So definitely like a lot of demonstrable things to change here. Then when she gets that aggressive, I have to kind of assume that Trundle's probably in the vicinity. I want to get this the rest of the way in. But again, I used my W on poke, not on shove. So I missed a couple big windows for just getting shove here. And now if I ever use my E, I have to basically pass through. I like that I'm getting chunk here, but then I use E exactly, right? So I actually have to do this and try to follow for this kill. This should have been an all-in with the E. Okay, so we level up. We've got 4. Another point in the W. Yeah, so right there, if I just go forward, this guy's dead. Right, did I actually hit her with the E? I don't think, yeah, I didn't hit with the E, I hit with the W. So E would have connected, I would have gotten the auto attack off. And as far as all things being considered here, when this goes in, if I die, even though they get the assist, the fact that Trundle comes up here on 3 or 4 camps and Illaoi is going to miss all these resources means that Illaoi will be so far behind. But that being said, this is a matchup that I completely counter, so I don't need to be taking any risks. All right, so talking to Fiddlesticks about this, just I want to mention quickly, when you get... I don't need to leash here by any means. Fiddle should also be standing in the middle, so I'm not the one taking the damage, but that's not a big deal because he's going to heal to full anyways. So I make sure to end it early. Right there, just smite. You literally just want to smite this because, and that's funny that his name is just smite, lol. So you smite this so that you can be level 2. Your W will be back up in time for you to take the next camp. Whether or not you do this and then this. I like for Fiddlesticks, you should just go red into Krugs because you want the option of potentially going to gank bot. The fastest clear when you're just going for like, I want level 2 and I want to get to the bottom side of the map. The fastest clear is Raptors to Krugs to red, which is, I believe, what he ends up proceeding with. I want to say that he like tried to leash. Okay. Yeah, so he ended up using his smite anyways here. Just, I don't think this guy's played much recently because I think he missed his leash on this as well. He broke his own leash. So like this right here, you want to pay attention to. This is the limit of where you can go, and you can't double camp Fiddlesticks anymore. You can take minions as they're dying and chasing you. Yeah, you can walk up here and you can aggro the this guy and then channel while it's dying. You can start killing the next one. But I want to see just this moment and then I'll go. I did not do well. Thank you though, Kevin. Kevin never dies. I want to see what happened to this guy here because I think he just messed this up. Yeah, all right. So this guy must have been tilted out of his mind, failing leashes both times, having the camps go, so he had to use smite when he should have just used it right away. Tried to do red, came over here. That explains everything going on. But as far as what I need to be responsible for, I got tilted out of my mind watching Fiddlesticks do this. I need to not care, right? I need to expect that he knows how to do this and that things will work itself out. And maybe if he's weak at this, he's going to be good at something else because I'm making my own mistakes. One of the things that I don't mind, though, this little trade right here, I get Conquer off of. I'm fine with that. All right, Garen's one of the fastest Conqueror stacking champions in the game. One of the only ones I can do it at level 1 during a fight. So I could have continued from here with the minions, and I should have been fighting for lanes right here. Now, I don't need all of the casters to die. I need 2 casters and 4 melees, right? 4 melees and 2 casters is enough. So I thought I was going to be able to spike here to get to level 2, but the truth is I didn't kill these casters. I needed to sit a little bit longer. If I had gotten my level up spike, I'd be totally fine to take this fight. So that's on me for failing that little bit. I flashed while he couldn't take actions and go here. So this is where I pinged Fiddle. It's like, hey, you can come on over. Again, but this is not something that works anymore. You have to actually type it out to them. You can't ping like, hey, come, right? Like, you come, you know, just whatever it is. So sitting here in this situation, it's not the end of the world. The problem is that he's going to be able to remount, which is going to give him more health faster than I will get regenning. The problem is I can't leave because my wave is bigger than his. And if he knows, which he might not, right? This is like golds in this game. There's a good chance that people in this game don't know what's up, but if Kled just goes and zones me off like this and lets the wave push into him, he will have a winning position. So what he should do is never attack anything anymore. He's close enough where 1 violent tendencies is enough to get himself the rest of the way up. Okay, so no attacks, like last frame, final frame only attacks, because you'll see, and it looks like he knows. Yeah, right, he's going final frame. The lethal auto is in the air and he hits it. This is proccing his W, which he didn't need to do. You shouldn't actually level your W until you want it. As Kled, you should always hover that last point and not actually level it, because when you give yourself the W ability, you instantly get violent tendencies on, right? And that's his best ability for remounting, because each of these hits is going to go in and give him extra courage stacking up. Plus, if he's doing it against me, it's going to be huge chunks, right? And he basically gets all the way back up. So a slight mistake from him right there. He has no intention of getting extra autos off. He didn't need it for any of the cases here, so there's no reason to actually have it. Let me just confirm that with what happened here. So if he levels up and he's going for lethal, then it's slightly different. But yeah, he doesn't. That's not what he needs. So, right, there's no reason to have W at all. Oh, you know what? I don't need the game replay. Let me do it in the YouTube because this is just better. Okay, so final frame only, right? When you're doing final frame only, one of the things that's important is that, what did I do, L? That's where I'm hovering my camera. You want to make sure that you're not getting any unnecessary pushing going on. And what's happening, if you see the minions that are alive here, dead, this one's dying. And now we come back over. Now this wave's bigger than his, and it's going to be on the even part of the map. So this wave is uncontrollable for me. I can't stop it from getting to him. Compiled with the fact that Fiddlesticks had a slow clear and he's going to the bottom side of the map, and that their jungler is going to be moving up from red side, from southern quadrant to western quadrant, this is already checkmate. If you're playing Kled well and you manage your waves, this is game over. You've actually already won the lane. And the only way I can account for this is to call for help, which in theory you can just match. So this should already be a point of complete win for them. I might be able to like bouse it and like int to get a wave push, and then I'll be good. Best of luck in future games. Keep kicking ass. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate you coming by. Thanks for the support. So this guy's doing it correct, jumping ahead of the wave. Should I actually consider just inting here to get the push, right? I would have to do it to get like the absolute push. Now, Scion can do that very well. One of the things I wanted to get out of this potentially was to get my minions onto him. Now, there's nothing I should have been able to do to actually stop this. He remounts. He still has no access to his Q. Violent Tendencies is going. I think he actually just could have attacked me, right? Violent Tendencies must have been going off there. If he just walks up and attacks me again, I'm dead to rights. Instead, now we have this better situation where I can try to call Fiddle over. He's actually drawn a little bit of the aggro, which means that my minions weren't hitting his, and he's reaching, again, a little bit more pushing, making him a little bit nervous. Now we're at a position where he can't regain his courage. So he's lost by going for the kill rather than continuing to just freeze. He put himself in a dangerous position. So I don't mind where I'm at right now. Now I can kind of take the wave and try to get it the rest of the way in. I'd like to get one more point in. There's not really much he can try to do here. I don't know why I queued all the way past this. This is nonsense. This is actually completely empty. The idea is going forward, you want to clear this wave and then go and put pressure on the Kled so that there's nothing you can do but let it bounce, and then I can back off. But by going up, if the enemy jungler were just here, then I'm just dead. And it's 317, so by all measures, like, enemy jungler should just be here. I got him to draw a little bit of aggro, but if he just walks out again, holds this, just the casters, then we're a good spot. So I basically punted this game. Should have been completely checkmated against me if Kled's playing any better. So something to work on. Always something to work on. That's what we're trying to get, the minutia of the lane. Because it's there, all the theories here, but you still have to practice it. You have to practice it until it's second nature. Once it's second nature, then you can put it into competitive and critical and dynamic usage, right? You can actually start using it and kind of, it's like tying a knot and knowing which knot strings to pull and which ones go tighter and which different knot to use in which different situation. I do want to shout out the Kled too. He actually, despite being a melee, in dismounted form, your attack range goes up. And he may have also had, no, lethal tempo wasn't there. But if you have lethal tempo on Kled, you can do this as well. But basically to remount with Violent Tendencies, he actually kited back, knowing that I'd have to walk towards him, and I wasn't staying directly on top of him. So he actually created himself a window where I had to walk, where he got to hit me again, and he generated one extra auto attack. That is fantastic micro that can win you games, right? When you're able to generate one extra attack out of a fight than you otherwise could or should have, that can be the difference between winning small fights. And you saw like how much the Kled kicked my ass. So let's give this guy a friend request, give him an invite to check this out. And basically, like, I should have been shut out of the game. Level 2. That's it. Done. Game's over for me. Fiddlesticks shut himself out of the game with the bad start. It's definitely something he wants to go over. I'll give him a chance to, because we can talk about that. But playing better starts with me, right? I have to make those decisions. I have to do better on my own, and then use the information that's there to my advantage, right? Okay, so the guy failed the camp. All right, even failing the red leash. All right, he's even ignoring top lane. It is what it is. Those things happen. It's like, okay, I'm completely alone here, so I have to make things that are not team. I'm not making team decisions anymore because I can't rely on the Fiddlesticks. Fiddle has shown me that there's nothing that has given me any reason to believe that he's capable of bringing himself out of that situation. And since that's the case, okay, that allowed me to buckle down and make some better decisions for myself. And I think that we came out being okay. I definitely, oh, you know what? I probably should have looked at the fights with Leona right around here. This is after Heimerdinger came top. This is where I was telling the guys, like, oh, I'm not strong enough to fight. We certainly can't fight the Ravenous Hydra Kled here. This might even be where he got that extra auto. Yeah, see how he's pulling for himself? He's peeling. Just those little moves and get that little distance is the difference between remounting. This isn't even the time that he did it best. He was even better doing it before. But in hindsight, could I have instead just helped to fight here? If I helped to fight and Heimerdinger isn't just running. Yeah, I don't think time to kill is good enough. Looks like he cast his ultimate, or it's coming up. Yeah, all right, it is up. All right, so you know what? This is a mistake then. We could have gangbanged the Kled. I'm glad that I looked at this. Because if I had actually turned, and right at this moment, I stop on the Heimerdinger. Once I see that Kled gets himself stunned here, I could come deal the rest of my damage, cue him, so he's silenced, coming out of the dismount, and then Veigar just ults him in the face. And if that's not enough, I have my ult as well. But here I kind of got this guy into a little bit of trouble because we never get him off his mount. And so he's able to come in, continue with he's got the dash forward. The Q2 is always going to land. So he was always going to be in a little bit of trouble, but he could have at least gotten his R off post dismount, right? And as long as we kill Kled there, we would have been stronger. Maybe killing Heimerdinger does something. It's tough to say how much impact he would have had there. And I'm going to give these guys the tools that they need right now. It's a little trick, all right? So the important thing to know if you get nothing out of this is that you can always have the choice. And when we are feeling our emotions getting the best of us, if we don't like who that becomes, we just have to choose how to do it. And this is how we're going to do it. Your reactions to stress are either under a blue button umbrella or a red button. Red button being the fiery, passionate things, flexing, tensing, fighting, things like that. Blue button is when you internalize and you can resolve it by cooling down, all right? Blue being the color for cool. When you feel yourself get tilted, and you will know there is a physical response in your body to tell you that matches up with your emotion. How do you know you're sad? How do you know you're glad? How do you know you're tilted? These are things that you can affect. So for example, for me, tilt happens, tension right here, and I get hot and I flex in the middle of my body right here. So what I want to do, admit that it's happening, realize that you want to change it, all right? Decide to change it, and then you take a deep breath, hold, and when you hold, you just aim that breath into the area where you're feeling it, okay? Then you exhale, hold it again, and then you can do it again. Now you can do this every time, whether your emotion gets too high, too low, you're getting disconnected, you're tilted, you're distracted by something, or even just you missed a CS, like anything. You want to regulate so that you're in control of where you're optimizing. Bring yourself back to that baseline. When you feel yourself get wildly contorted, come back to your baseline. All right, I'm ready to go. All right, what do I need to do? And by resolving your stress and resolving your emotion, you can actually get a grip on what the next right play is and make the next right move. So that's my gift to you. All right. Hopefully you find a way to use it in this game. We definitely had clear tilters. And when they're tilted, you're just not going to make good decisions. Only 3% of performers are better with tilt. Now, most people are good with a slight amount of agitation. All right, a little bit of anxiety, something to show you, like butterflies in your stomach, for example. As long as they're not too much, it shows you care. And when you care, you want to do the best. And that's the best for peak optimization. You don't want to get so flat that you're just apathetic. And you don't want to get so like, whoa, right? Like that things are just wild, right? And you feel like the only way to win anything is by doing the wild plays. Resolve your stress, calm yourself, get back to your baseline, and then it's time to go up. Now, if you're one of those people that gets too hot, or we're gonna say is getting pissed in a negative place, and you want to pass a positive way to emote that allows you to like channel your frustration into something positive, I'll give you guys like 5 seconds to turn your volume down. And you do like Tom Brady does. Let's go! And you do something like this, and it can be whatever it is. And we actually did that this game. All right, this game that happened is like, what the fuck? But that's the negative one. And then I have to remind myself, all right, let's go. We can do this. All right, let's fucking go. And we had that big ultimate jumping over the top. We're like, sweet. And that took negative energy that was not from me. It was just trying to deal with the stress that Twitch and Senna had. We muted them. They're no longer a source of negative. We can turn it into a positive, and then we can play out kind of out of our mind. I think I played really, really well this game, at least for me. So I'm able to optimize and get the most. All right, Marcos, what's up? I was Talon. How was I? I like your attitude. Not gonna lie, I was pretty pissed. Hope I didn't type. Yeah, you kept it positive. In fact, I think I honored you for staying cool, because you just were like, all right, this is what it is. I'm gonna go after. He's got Guardian Angel. So you were doing the right version of it, which was something is bothering me. There's a focus. All right, these things are happening. Oh wait, Akshan has Guardian Angel. Okay, have the awareness to know, let me see if I can pop it, or let me see if we can have some combination of popping him, because we did almost lose this game by all-inning for everybody else and then having Akshan come and get the kills. Ideally, what we do is someone gets the kill and then they just get as far away from Akshan as possible. Right? Ideally, Twitch gets a triple kill and then just gets away from Akshan. Don't even give him the window to get anything back. But yeah, let's do a little bit of a review of lane phase, as we promise. This game had some heat in it. Oh my gosh, we played a long ass game. We're gonna show what we did to beat the Akshan. Hopefully he's here so you can get a little bit of a hint on what to do. I got a triple at the end and I was in the middle of being Akshan ulted. Yeah, you're just like, get me out. What is going to happen? Yeah, no, that makes complete sense. All right, let's go to playback and we'll go like 1.5x. Can we make this any better? This is 1080. This doesn't feel like 1080. Okay. So the idea that we're going with this rune page, and by the way, what I did was Comet, Scorch, Cheap Shot, Ultimate Hunter, Transcendence, Mana Flow Band. So what we're trying to do is get Q stacks every time that Mana Flow and Scorch are on cooldown. Because what happens is with Malphite, when you go for this Q max approach in lanes against ranged champions, yes, you have enough damage to whittle them down. No, you do not have enough mana to do it. So you have to be very, very precise with your mana usage. So what's going to happen is I'm going to throw 2 Qs at him until level 3. All right. 1, boom, right away. And this I should have waited till after the shield wore down. I missed him twice for whatever reason. I think I must have been getting a little lag spike because you see me moving around. So I'm not upset about the lag spike. It is what it is. What I want to do is not hit him when he has the shield up. Now, bone plating is down, so 45 seconds. I have 2 more windows. Unfortunately, we're not going to get level 3 before bone plating's back up, but we're going to get a second point into Q. And the idea is once you have 2 points into Q, you can be a little bit more gregarious with your attacks, all right? Right now, I don't want to throw another Q unless I have my stacks up. And right there, I was trying to time it with Mana Flow and Comet coming back up, and I missed it by 1 second. So that's on me. That was based on the first time that I checked. I'm using my timer of these items when I pressed Q on him the first time. But like I said, I got a spike that made me mistime this the second time. That's how precise I'm trying to play this. It's like to the second that I want to have Mana Flow, Cheap Shot, and Scorch and Comet all go off at the same time. Now I'm here at a window where I can Q him one more time. The problem is I don't really want to do it in the face where he's level 2. He can use his E and all in me. So even though I have these up, I can't cast it again. This is the minutia of the lane. I'm very happy with my choice to step back and wait for my shield. Akshan could have worked to try to get this this wave in a little bit more threatening of a position, because right here he actually takes a decent chunk of damage back. Even though he's harassing me, he's not actually getting enough done for it. It also means that the wave is now crashing in completely. So unless you're going to also get this wave completely crashed, the problem is by doing it so quickly and outside or inside turret range, what's going to happen to this wave state? All right, because my minions are trapped under base, under turret, the turret's going to help with the bounce back, which is going to springboard me towards level 3. It also means that I'm going to have more minions alive, especially my 3 casters are going to be alive as we hit that level 3 window. So I'll be able to put some more pressure on Akshan. Now I'm waiting for my shield. I'd like to get a couple more stats up because this is armor and HP. Now I can go up and I can look to try to get one spell off on him. But right now, again, I don't actually want to pull this in any further. I'm going to let this sit here, make him decide whether or not he's going to take a recall without getting this wave and trying to back without 450 gold. If he comes back and pushes it to me, I will hit him. Then this will come into my turret. If I Q him just willy-nilly, then I'm drawing the aggro of at least these 8 minions, all right? All of them will come to me, and they'll go under the turret, and that means the wave will start pushing out, but not when I want it, okay? That's very important to wait until exactly the moment you want, or when they force it using more resources. So now he forces, Q's on cooldown. I definitely should have stepped up and hit him with Q right here. There we go. We're happy with this. And then we're almost level 3. We're going to get a second point in Q and look for more windows. Now, this is what we're talking about. This wave is so gigantic that Akshan could just take a recall here. If Akshan takes his recall, he's going to come back with an extra Cull or Dorn's Blade, or he can even just go with, I think he started with Longsword and Refillable, so he could actually just come back and start building more towards his Kraken Slayer. Get a spike. You notice that I'm not stepping up to trade, but that's because he's already 3. I don't have my 3 yet. I don't have anything meaningful to trade with him. So even though I have this Q available, I really want to wait, and that's because I'm only at 300 mana now. All right, each of these is 75 mana, and then it goes up to, I believe, to 80, and then 85, right? With 75 mana, I need to be making sure that I've got enough gas left in the tank to go. And again, I tried to get that timing down where Q landed with Mana Flow and Comet, and I missed it. So this is a little bit of what happens when you play variety and you don't play one champion, you get these things wrong. This is where I died for no good reason, right? I just do not need to go for it. I walked up and took all these casters, and even though I had the shield, I didn't have my potion running already. I was getting greedy, did not anticipate his ability to deal me damage. Not only that, but what's the swinger here? You can't see it on screen. What's the absolute swinger? I have no chance of killing him back because he just hit level 4. That little bit right there, that difference, getting the extra 100 HP and the extra armor, there's nothing he's going to get. Even with the Ignite, that 100 HP, that's not something that we can undo. Now, what I can do, and this is where I'm really happy with. Sorry, actually, you know what? This is where I kind of, in real time, decided that I might have had a better play. This is Akshan with no flash, no Ignite. It's in the middle of the wave. I can grab his wave. I can do 2 options. One, either set this up to bring back to me. I can set up my own slow push, or actually option 3 is just crash this wave. Crashing this wave would have a secret benefit, and that would be to pay Trundle for his time. By sharing XP, you actually generate an extra 50% of experience from what's in the game for each wave, as long as a second person's sharing it. So I could have actually fast pushed this, let it get under turret. Next wave, his minions will kind of gum up a little bit, and then I'll have my freeze, and Trundle will be stronger. He'll hit his full level 4. I don't know why he didn't get 4 off of this. Why is he not at 4? Nidalee stole a camp? That's the only way that this happens. That's on me for not knowing, not paying enough attention. Now we go. These things hit me. My guys focus fire. So I've got the slow push. Now I'm pretty happy with the lane state. My Qs are going to deal enough damage to Akshan where it's going to matter. But again, I think a slightly better play would have been push this wave, give the XP to Trundle, then let the rebound happen. And the rebound's happening while I have Q. The problem with that is I only got this much gold. So there is still kill pressure for Akshan here. What should I have done? If I crash it, I'm not getting to farm again. This way just gives me the protection of the minions. So even though I'm going to be a little bit weaker, at least I have minions at my back. So if he does come into trade, we also missed two CS. It's just completely unexcusable. So we're going to walk up. You see how many minions we have here? This allows me to step up, and I know that he's not going to E into me. He can't. There's too much. A cannon is like having an extra champion until after your first back, right? You basically need multiple components before you can decide to fight into cannon waves, even with that lead. So I've got the protection of the wave. This means that I can walk up. I've got Comet and Mana Flow, so I'm going to try to hit him. I did. I got it off before the shield this time, finally. That's kind of a theme that we could have had. I like that Trundle comes back here. Now we get the full crash. Now we have a couple options. What's the best option here? What do we think is the best option? The wave is crashing. We've got Trundle. We're looking at respawn timers potentially. Trundle's Krugs is definitely up because he started with red Krugs. He's going over this way. He could recall and use this. Nidalee, we anticipate. I guess I should have better information about this, right? Because I should actually know what got stolen. Let me see. We're at minus 55. Let me just go forward and we'll roll the tape. What we opted to is to get vision on Nidalee here by getting the ward on the Krug respawn as the wave is crashing and coming back. This means that Trundle will still have some amount of strength on this side of the map with me. He can go over. He can try to alternate and get a gank here. Now, obviously, this is solo queue. You can't control all the pieces, but by getting a ward on Krugs, Trundle plus Talon is definitely lethal threat, especially since we're approaching the part of the game where we're going to hit level 6. Depending on how many minions you've missed, you can either get it definitely on the 545 wave, or if you've missed no minions in the entire game, you'll get it with this wave by killing every single thing if you've been in range for all of them. So we should be considering that as a way to take advantage of what's going on. There's obviously not going to be a red buff here. But we go up now. It is 5:07, so these chickens should be respawning shortly. This indicates that we had this. Now I should know, based on the fact that Trundle did not hit 4 off of all 6 camps, something got invaded. He missed something somewhere along the line. It could have even been as simple as just not killing 2 of the Krug babies. That would be the difference. So I don't know, but I don't remember seeing Nidalee. That's on me. All right, and this is the lane state that we want. Trundle's back in the vicinity. The wave is going to be pushing back out. I draw the aggro of the minions. It's actually something that I don't really want. I want to drop into the grass that they focus fire back here. But now that they've got these minions dead, Akshan should really be focusing on not killing these quickly. Because now he's going to have this issue where the wave is going to go way out here, and it's going to be 12 minions versus 6. Or forgive me, it's a 530 wave. So it's going to be 13 minions versus 7. There's not much he can do to step up, and I've got 3 points in Q, which means that now I can harass him. And this is where we take over the game. Again, I missed a Q click before stepping up. He should not be trying to step in here. He can try to go for the extra proc and then try to take a resource advantage to go up, but he knows that Nidalee's not nearby, and he doesn't know that Trundle's not nearby. So that was pretty suicidal. Putting his Eon cooldown could have easily been punished. I could be playing up. I could be playing for more Qs here. I know his passive's not available. I can take chunks. Hopefully Trundle can see this. If I had taken more chunks from him, then I could have played for a level 6. Quick quiz. Do you guys know which minion's going to get me level 6? If you know, put it into the chat. You can timestamp the video right here. Let me know. This will be our pause the video moment. Which minion? Do you remember which minion's going to give me the full wave? This is the entirety of all the waves. You can count the minions that I lost on the crash before. Hour 6. Now this guy's definitely just dead here. I missed a window to kill. little bit tricky with the potential for the shield to come out. If he like happened to throw Q auto on me as I was ulting him, then it would not be a guaranteed kill. But basically from this stage on, with his HP, he's going to have to recall out. He needs to come back, and he needs to get specifically Vamp Scepter to be able to beat the sustain. I'm going to look for a crash. Try to punish the recall as best as possible, and I'm going to move out. We see Nidalee over here, and the fact that we see Akshan means that he's got nothing left. He went for something. I don't know what it is, but this is our window. We absolutely could have gone for kills. We see the other people in the lanes down here. So that's one window. We can go for a shop first. This is the safer way to play it. I'm fine with taking it the safer way because at this point with Ignite, there is no coming back into the game for him here. And basically we buy a preemptive Bramble Vest just to make sure that we're not dead to Vamp Scepter, which I expected him to maybe back right here. It could be that this recall is just bad because it's giving him a window to shop when I could have actually frozen him in the game here. Not bad. We only missed 2 of those. All right, what should I do with the wave? Another moment. Quick chat. What do you think you're going to do? What do we do with this wave state? All right, I could grab it. I've stepped ahead of the minions. If I grab this and then step into the bush, all of them will drop their AI. They will all focus fire. The wave will also consolidate on their side, and this would be checkmate for me. Instead, I opt to push, which I don't actually like. This is playing towards other lanes. If you're trying to play selfishly, play for your own state, you don't need to push this wave. You can go and just completely clan them out of the game because the wave will be frozen and you'll have the advantage where this is the part of the wave where I now win. This was a mistake by me stepping up, forgetting that Bramble Vest was going to draw the aggro here. But you can see how much damage I deal to him compared to what he deals to me. And this is a little bit on him, right? Like, this should have been a wit's end so that you don't take anything back here. I don't know what he thought he was going out after this. He just like walked himself into this sort of fight that I'm looking to create. And from here on out, we just dominate the game. So plenty of mistakes, plenty of things that we can do better. Lots Akshan could have done to punish. Some things that we're not upset about, right? The first Q and the fact that we missed another Q after that on the Mana Flow Scorch timing. We don't mind, right? Like a lag spike, it happens. And that's not one of our controllables. I didn't actually need to back here. I could have just recalled. Could have had the Akshan timer like more precise. Maybe we needed to. Maybe we did. We can't control whether or not he's buying boots there. And so there, what did we do? We missed 2 more Q timings on Comet. That resulted in the lane being a much more difficult position for us than it should have been. That's okay. We try to play around that. We can decide to play knowing that spikes are a thing and that I just miss single target abilities. Like, that happens in this world. It's not going to happen in your world. If that's a thing that you don't have to deal with, it's something you don't have to deal with, and you can make the most out of those situations. But that's how to beat ranged champions as Malphite. Points in the queue, very precise with your mana usage. The first one, you're gaining enough mana back that it's okay to cast a second one, but again, only when you have Mana Flow and Comet available. Then you wait till level 3, and then you basically start spamming at level 5. At level 5, you can just throw every source into it. Sometimes you can even get Tear, and Tear will build into Fimbulwinter later, which will make you exceptionally tanky for those big fights, especially when you get that big ultimate into the middle of everybody. You'll get that Fimbulwinter bonus for the big extra shield that will come up. And that's that. All right. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. That's going to be it for the stream today. If you guys like content like this, make sure you go to gigagamingacademy.com and you can check out the coaching sections. We've got special deals going on for the back to school session. First one's free. All right. You guys watched it. Just timestamp. Just put it in the comments below. I was here. All right. At this time, and let me know that you made it to the end, and I will give you a free first lesson. So go check it out, see what it is. You can either do high performance coaching, you can do League of Legends, lane specific thing. We've got coaches at every position, or you can meet with our sports psychologist and talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this stuff. I'll catch you guys next time, and make sure you like and subscribe. Peace.